That's a big claim you might find hard to believe. And I know this might sound crazy to you because I didn't believe it myself when I heard about it first. But after a lifetime of severe anxiety problems and suffering yet another panic attack, this time so severe I suffered a serious fall and needed emergency medical attention, I was at my wit's end and took a chance on advice from an unexpected source. But more on that in a moment. For now, I'd just like you to understand this is something you're probably not yet familiar with, but it's a safe, proven technology used by people in the know stretching back to the time of Egypt's Great Pyramids. So what if I told you there's a simple way to free yourself forever from the pain of anxiety and past trauma holding you back? And once you discover it, the path to achieve anything you've dreamed of will be free and open to you. But to solve this problem and get where we want to go, we need to recognize truths that have long been ignored and even suppressed. It's a story starting in the ancient past, but has never been more important than right now. Because nowadays, we live in the most technologically advanced and wealthy society the world has ever seen. But despite all the material comforts and scientific wonders of modern life, mental health issues and spiritual problems affect humans now more than ever before. And we're constantly exposed to negative energy. The mainstream media torture our eyes with images of chaos, war, and violence every hour of every day. Social media feeds our insecurity, creating monsters inside our minds by showing a fake reality that makes us feel like everyone else is younger, richer, and more beautiful than we are. We're constantly exposed to low-level radiation and harmful frequencies from our cell phones, computers, and smartwatches, plus all the hundreds of other gadgets and appliances in modern homes and workplaces. And just to make things worse, modern medical doctors are encouraged by big pharma companies to look at the world like accountants thinking of profits, prescribing dozens of different types of pills for anxiety and depression without a second thought. These so-called healers treat their patients as little more than collections of symptoms to be treated, ignoring the deeper spiritual roots of emotional problems. And even though these toxic medications they prescribe cause all kinds of serious side effects, it's understandable why people still line up to take them. They're desperately seeking a cure for crushing anxieties, constant negative feelings, and they don't know where else to look. Because severe anxiety by itself is bad enough, but the deeper problems it brings about are even worse. The creeping fears and pointless worries racing around an anxious mind hold people back from living their best lives, preventing them from experiencing the fulfillment of achieving big goals like finding a soulmate who brings lasting joy, passion, companionship, and support to their life, creating financial abundance, and finally getting the home they've always dreamed of, achieving career success and financial fulfillment while gaining the admiration of colleagues, friends, and family, having plenty of time to travel to exotic locations and experience all the wonders our beautiful world has to offer. But how can someone create a powerful vision of the future and make it come to life when their mind is clouded by so many fears, worries, and stresses? It's like trying to drive a car with the handbrake not fully released. Even if the motor's running and the wheels are straining to turn, the brakes are still holding things back. So you're going nowhere fast. And the rates of diagnosis for anxiety problems are at their worst in the biggest and richest cities around the world, where people go to seek their fortunes. Because even though most people believe that making money will solve all their problems, the truth is, money isn't the solution to a happy, fulfilled, and purposeful life. It's actually the complete opposite. People who have already freed themselves from anxiety and trauma and found their purpose in life can attract wealth and success almost effortlessly, no matter where they are. It's like their brakes are released, and with nothing holding them back, they zoom ahead, comfortably cruising past everyone around them. So what if I told you there was a little-known way to effectively erase your anxiety issues and free yourself from negative thoughts and behavior patterns acting like roadblocks on your life's journey? An ancient mind-healing method combined with modern scientific research that starts to show big results right away and can create permanent lasting changes in as little as 7 days, all without the hassle and endless expense of scheduling and attending therapy sessions that go round for circles for years without end. Plus, this method is something anyone can easily access anywhere, using nothing more than everyday items you already own. A technology with elements of both ancient wisdom and modern science that was already known to alchemists and temple builders 4,000 years ago, has been used in healing practices that stretch back long before recorded history began, and has also been secretly exploited by political dictators and weapons manufacturers to devastating effect. As crazy as this may sound, it's a lucky find that I stumbled upon through a chance meeting, completely by accident. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this story, I had a severe panic attack, which caused me to need medical attention. Then I discovered this healing method through the intervention of a wonderful man who happened to be one of the EMTs who came to give medical assistance at the scene. I'll tell you about him in a moment, too. For now, I'll just say that showing me this method was a controversial thing for him to do, because this healing science goes against the idea of what people commonly think of as treatment. There are no addictive pills to swallow, no greedy, conflicted doctors needed to charge an arm and a leg just for taking your pulse, and no manipulative therapists snooping into every corner of your life. It's a completely safe, private, and self-directed solution. And it's the easiest method of dealing with anxiety that I've ever seen or heard of. Something simple enough, even children can understand and use it. Plus, even though this method is most well known to light workers and practitioners of alternative healing like Reiki and acupuncture, no matter what your beliefs, it doesn't clash with any religious teachings. So it's safe and suitable for people of all faiths and cultures to try. And it's already being used to transform the lives of hundreds of happy people around the world. Now, with all that said, I'd like to show you exactly how you can heal yourself of anxiety and move from darkness into light by sharing my own account. So here is my story. My name is Helen Sykes. I'm a 35-year-old high school music teacher and occasional classical performer. I'm married to my wonderful husband, Bobby, a landscape architect, and we live happily in a beautiful suburb of Maple Valley, about 30 minutes outside of Seattle, Washington, together with Sheba and Carlo, our 2 Alaskan Malamutes. However, the story I'm going to tell you happened when I was still single, while I was living and working in London, England for 6 months after graduating from college. I still remember Mom and Dad dropping me off at SeaTac Airport in the early evening of Saturday, September 1st, 2007, as if it was yesterday, and how scared I was about flying so far from home all by myself. But deep inside my fearful heart, I wanted to show that I could be strong and do something brave. Actually, the story started a few months earlier in March 2007. I was in my final undergrad year of college and dreading the thought of what I would do next. I wanted to get away from the suffocating familiarity and smallness of school and home life and see the world. But at the same time, I didn't want to work for a big corporation and join the rat race. So I applied for a teaching internship at the Royal Academy of Music in London a few weeks before sitting for my final exams. Said a prayer every morning and night afterward, hoping someone would hear it, and was amazed when a letter arrived in the mail early August saying I had won a position and could I please start on Monday, September 3rd. The internship was unpaid, but the academy would give me a dormitory room in their halls of residence near Paddington Station, plus a small weekly allowance to help towards food and travel costs. It wasn't a career move, but it would be an incredible experience, and I could just about stretch to make it work with savings from my summer job. The downside was I would miss my graduation ceremony. But I decided going to London, a city I'd always dreamed of visiting, was worth it. And despite my excitement about this new chapter in my life, I was still terrified by the idea of being alone in a foreign land so far from home. Because up until that point, I had always been afraid of my own shadow. Even going back to childhood, I can't remember a time when I didn't feel a lot of negative emotion. As a little girl, I would have these sensations that I could feel the sadness and pain of other people and animals, even Mother Earth herself. Images of hunger and war on the news would leave me suffering from nightmares and upset for days. At times, I thought I was going crazy and something terrible would happen to me. My anxiety and stress would manifest as mysterious physical symptoms, which doctors could never find any cause for. Stomach cramps that left me doubled over, clutching my belly and unable to enjoy food. Nervous tics like scratching my head and compulsively plucking my eyebrows. A racing pulse that made my heart beat so fast and loud I could hear it inside my ears. A sensation of my throat closing up, almost like there was some food stuck in there. And hyperventilating panic attacks, so severe I would almost faint. My parents had been taking me to different doctors for as long as I could remember, and I had been prescribed sedatives like Valium and Xanax since not long after my 13th birthday, then SSRIs and other antidepressants since the age of 16. But by the age of 22, I was sick and tired of taking all these medicines daily and concerned about their long-term side effects on my physical and mental health. So I had a second reason for wanting to take this trip, one I kept completely secret and didn't mention to friends or parents. You know, Britain's NHS medical service is known worldwide for the quality of its doctors and hospitals. What you might not know is the NHS are also known for their open-minded attitude to alternative health practices. In fact, Europe's biggest provider of complementary medicine is the Royal London Hospital for Integrated Medicine on Great Ormond Street in the borough of Camden. And one of the items on my to-do list for this London trip was to go there and see what alternatives were available to help me get away from using the heavy medications my doctors prescribed. In the end, though, that never happened. I had a completely different and unexpected experience instead. I'll tell you about it in just a moment. After flying all the way from Seattle, I arrived at Heathrow Airport on a Sunday afternoon and took the escalators down to the basement, where I boarded the Piccadilly line of London's famous Tube underground train system. It was just before 4 p.m., and the train carriage filled up more at each stop with families and Sunday shoppers crossing the city. I could feel my pulse quickening and my breath getting shallower as the train became more crowded, and I started to get really worried that I might have a panic attack. But luckily, we arrived at Hyde Park Corner Station before things got out of hand. I got off the train and took the escalator back up to street level, then checked my map book for directions before walking out of the station and crossing through the park on my way to the Academy residence dorms. On the way, I took the longer path so I could pass by the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain I had seen so many times in tourist guidebooks and on TV. It was a clear, crisp fall afternoon, with the bright late afternoon sun making the water shine and reflect like liquid silver. For a moment, I almost felt as if I was walking in a dream. And after another 15 minutes, I arrived in Lillian Penson Hall beside Paddington Station and checked into my small dorm room. By now, it was almost 6 p.m., and I was exhausted from the 10-hour flight. I flopped down on the bed and fell asleep fully dressed, awaking before sunrise at 5 a.m. on Monday morning. I showered, dressed, and walked out the door at 7:30 a.m., giving myself plenty of time to get to work on foot without risking the crowded morning commuter rush on a bus. The walk to Marylebone Road was shorter than expected, so I had plenty of time to stop for coffee before the academy opened at 8:30 a.m., but I was already feeling nervous about my first day, and my belly was growling, so I decided to skip breakfast. Walking in the doors for the first time, I could already feel my heart start to race, and the faint sound of blood rushing in my ears. I went straight to reception and introduced myself as the new intern to the stern-looking middle-aged lady behind the counter. She didn't tell me her name, but asked immediately for my passport and letter of employment. Then with a sharp "follow me," she led me into the staff room and presented me to Mr. Brown, the professor of piano accompaniment, then left without saying another word. Professor Brown was not much more talkative. He handed me a heavy bundle of papers and told me that I would assist him at morning lectures before being assigned to work with a tutorial group of students later that day. We set off down the hall, me hurrying along behind the professor, hardly able to keep up with his long striding steps while carrying all the documents. By the time we reached the lecture hall, I was already out of breath and feeling anxious as hell. And when I looked around the huge room and saw all the rows of students seeming to stare back at me, it suddenly became all too much. The last thing I remember was hearing a loud roaring sound in my ears and seeing papers scatter through the air as I stumbled and fell down the hard stairs to the lecture podium. When I came around and opened my eyes, I was lying on my back. I could feel the deep rumble of a truck engine and the sensation of movement. I looked around and realized that I was no longer at the academy. I was on a stretcher inside an ambulance. I noticed my jacket and backpack were hanging on a wall hook by the foot of the stretcher. Confused, I tried to sit up immediately, but I was gently restrained by a hand on my shoulder. I looked up and saw the peaceful-looking face of a friendly, bearded man in his late 20s wearing an EMT uniform. "It's okay," he said. "You're safe and well. There's no need to get up now. Instead, you can just take a deep breath and relax for a moment. And as you lay there relaxing, you can focus on taking some deep, slow breaths. In through your nose, then hold for a moment, and release from your mouth. And with each new breath, you may notice that you are feeling even more relaxed." His deep, low voice had a gently soothing quality that gave me a feeling of calm and reassurance. I don't know why, but even at that moment, I felt everything was going to be okay. So I followed his instructions and focused on my breaths. In, hold, out. In, hold, out. In, hold, out. Everything seemed to slow down and get very quiet. I was feeling calm and relaxed in a way that I had never experienced before. I turned my head to face the man. "Am I hurt?" I asked. "Not badly," he said. "You've had a fall, and we need to bring you to the hospital now for an X-ray to make sure you're okay. But it looks like you didn't do any serious damage, although you'll probably be quite sore and bruised for a few days. We're about 10 minutes' drive away from the emergency room, so if you can stay lying down, continue to relax, and focus on your breathing, you'll be much more comfortable." I turned my head back to look straight up at the ceiling and returned my focus to breathing. By the time we reached the hospital, I was in a calm, meditative headspace unlike anything I'd previously experienced. The ambulance came to a stop, and the man stood up, pressed the button to lower the ramp, and opened the back doors of the ambulance. Before he unhitched the brakes on the stretcher trolley, he took my jacket and backpack off the wall hook, folded the jacket up, and placed them both beside my feet on the stretcher. He wheeled me out of the ambulance and through the emergency room doors before handing me over to the care of the hospital orderlies. As he was leaving, he looked at me one more time and said, "You're in good hands here. Keep focusing on your breathing and you'll be fine." Then he briefly smiled and walked back out the door. The rest of that day was kind of a blur. I was wheeled around the hospital for X-rays, blood tests, and a physical examination by a doctor. They kept me in a bed overnight for observation, But amazingly, it seemed that I was unhurt apart from a few scratches and bruises on my arms and legs. The next morning, one of the nurses brought me some breakfast, helped me to get up and dress, then gave me a prescription for some painkillers and called me a taxi to get back to my dorm. Arriving back at Lillian Penson Hall, I slowly climbed the stairs to my room on the 3rd floor, then washed, changed, and sat down on the bed to gather myself. It was time to call home and tell my parents what happened. I looked in my jacket for my cell phone, but found a plain card CD case instead. What was this? It definitely wasn't mine. I removed the CD from its case. The words John Bass, 432 Hertz brain entrainment music were written in small letters with black Sharpie ink on the label. Now I was curious. I opened my backpack to grab my MacBook and headphones so I could find out what it was. Once the laptop booted up, I inserted the CD, plugged in my headphones, and clicked the play icon on the screen. As the music started to fade in, I felt suddenly sleepy, so I lay down on the bed on my back and looked up at the ceiling. It was loud when starting. This at first was a shock to the ears. But after a couple of minutes, I relaxed and stopped noticing. I noticed the left-hand side of my face twitch 3 times, then release. Strange pictures and feelings started to form in my mind's eye, almost as if I could see sound waves and connect them directly to my emotions. Then I noticed what sounded like a phone alarm going off in my right ear. I shivered from head to toe for a moment, then relaxed once more. The waves of sounds slowly rose, built, and fell. Rose, built, and fell, like an ocean tide breaking on the shore. I lay relaxed but still, focusing on my breathing as I had done the day before, listening to the waves. And then something inside me shifted loose. It might sound silly, but it was a sense of relief that reminded me of clearing a tiny piece of apple stuck between my front teeth. But it went much deeper than that. While listening to it, I could visualize the scattered layers of my spirit being drawn back together and healed, almost like watching a video of papers burning played in reverse. The mental clarity I felt was amazing, and I was struck with a sensation of complete joy, with deep, intense compassion for all living beings in the universe. As the music ended and faded out, I slowly opened my eyes, removed my headphones, and sat up on the bed. How long had I been listening for? I looked at my watch, expecting that only 10 minutes had passed. OMG, it had been more than 30 minutes. I definitely went somewhere. Then suddenly I realized how good I felt. Better than I had in a long time, which seemed crazy considering my fall the day before. It was almost as if I could still feel the energy of the music moving inside me. Suddenly I noticed there was calmness in my stomach for the first time in weeks. I checked my pulse with 2 fingers on my neck. Slower and steadier than it had been in years. This was amazing. I had listened to other music meditations before, but there was just something different about this one. I can almost visualize it working, clearing away negative energy. This was something special I needed to listen to again and again. Suddenly, I remembered I needed to call my parents. I rummaged around in the backpack, finding my cell phone in the front pocket switched off. As I pressed the power button to turn it on, a thought came to me that it had been in my hand beneath the papers just before I fell down. So how did it get in the bag? It must have been the EMT man from the ambulance. He must be John Bass. But that didn't matter right at the moment. It was time to call my parents. I dialed the international number and waited. "Hello," my mom picked up the other end. "Mom," I said, "Hi." "Hi, sweetie," she replied. "Is everything okay? Actually, no, Mom, I admitted. I had a fall yesterday at work and spent the night in the hospital, but it's going to be all right. Oh, honey, my mom said. Do you want to come home? No, Mom, thanks, but I'm going to be okay, and I've got to see this through. I love you, and I'll call again soon. Love you too, Helen. Please stay safe, sweetie, and send Dad an email to let him know what happened. Yes, Mom, I promise, I said, then pressed cancel to end the call. So that was that. I'd go back to work tomorrow and try again. And I promised myself I'd listen to this music CD before I left the house every morning and before bedtime every night. The next morning, Wednesday, the 5th of September, I returned to work, and everyone acted like nothing had happened. These British were a bit strange. They weren't really rude, but they weren't as friendly as people back home. It didn't matter in any case, because this second day went so much better than my first one, it was almost unreal. And I still didn't have any pain from my fall, even though there were purple and black bruises on both my legs and my arms. I had listened to my CD in bed the night before, and again when I woke up that morning. Everything felt cool and breezy. My heart didn't race. My hands didn't shake. It was almost as if I was a totally different person. After finishing the day's work that afternoon, I stayed back to use the office Wi-Fi in the staff room to search online for John Bass. But I couldn't find him on MySpace, Facebook, or even Twitter, which was brand new at the time. Seeing that this was a dead end, I started to think instead about what had happened. How could a simple piece of recorded music create such powerful physical and mental healing effects by doing nothing more than lying back and listening? Was the cause of all of my symptoms somehow connected to sound? Then I remembered the words written on John Bass's CD. So I searched for 432 Hz frequency on Google. And what I found shook my worldview to the core. The facts I discovered were so shocking that I need to share them with you today. The first thing to know is that sound has always been used in two ways: as a tool of transcendence and as a weapon of war. Even in modern times, anyone who's ever visited an outdoor concert knows the sensation one has of feeling the crowd. There's a mood in the air. It can be the positive vibes that make people want to dance all night. Or the dark, fearful vibes when a fight breaks out. Creating that dark, fearful sound has been a military technique since ancient times, and the blaring of horns used as military instruments to strike fear in the heart of townspeople as a marching enemy approached, like the Bible story of the Battle of Jericho, and modern-era use of powerful sound cannon weapons to scare and confuse crowds. So the next thing for me to look into was this whole idea of 432 Hz frequencies. And that's where the story began to take a much darker turn. The first Google result I found was an account by a public health expert from Harvard, Dr. Leonard G. Horowitz. This doctor told how the natural, harmonious 432 Hz frequencies seen and heard in the wilds of nature are not used in modern music and digital audio equipment, and that this fact was by design, not by accident. Now, it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but Dr. Horowitz's writings show that during the periods of World Wars I and II, scientific studies in the use of sound for war-making were funded by the Rothschild-Rockefeller Alliance, the same elite capitalists that fund and arm both sides of every major world conflict. This sound research investigated the musical factors capable of producing anxiety, fear, emotional distress, and mass hysteria. Dr. Horowitz writes that the Rockefeller Foundation provided research grants to organizations like the U.S. Navy and National Defense Research Council, and also to sound energy researchers like Harold Burris Meyer at Muzak Corporation, who created sounds to control the mood and behavior of workers in factories and shoppers in malls. In 1936, the Rockefeller-influenced American Standards Association recommended that the musical note A above middle C be tuned to 440 Hertz. Then in September 1939, the Rockefeller Illuminati used their shareholdings in major manufacturing and technology companies to ensure this 440 Hertz frequency would be used for all audio recording and playback equipment. This unnatural standard tuning frequency smashed the tradition of music created by sacred natural 432 Hertz vibrations and overtones, and declared war on the subconscious mind of humanity. Even creepier, Horowitz suggests the key research behind this change from 432 Hertz to 440 Hertz actually came from Nazi Germany's illegal torture experiments on prisoners of war. But this information, though shocking, is nothing new. The global elites of incredibly powerful and wealthy persons have always secretly prospered from conflict, disease, and war. The 1% have used every tool, technique, and tactic they can to control, influence, and dominate the 99% since time began. And one of the least noticed yet most powerful tools of control they use is sound. They realized that certain sound frequencies create conflict and discord. These destructive frequencies entrain our thoughts towards disruption, disharmony, disunity. They also stimulate the brain into a chaotic resonance, leading to mass mental health issues and causing a devastating effect on society. Dr. Horowitz writes that the music industry, quote, features this imposed frequency that is herding populations into greater aggression and emotional distress leading to physical illness, while the agents of this conspiracy provide drugs and tranquilizers for the stress they purposely created and chemotherapy for the more serious illnesses it inspires, end quote. Meaning the sounds we hear every day on TV, radio, YouTube, and every other channel of mainstream corporate media are causing mental anxiety, sickness, and disorder, encouraging conflict and distress that pushes people toward doctors and psychiatrists prescribing toxic happy pills produced by the very same corporations who caused the problem in the first place. Heads they win, tails we lose. But by now, I wondered, what's the solution to this evil 440 Hertz sound? So I decided to search for 432 Hertz frequency and brain entrainment and see what other information I could find. Now, brain entrainment technology is not very controversial. It was known to scientists for hundreds of years already. Experiments with tuning forks found that the sound from a struck tuning fork can make a second fork tuned to the same pitch vibrate in harmony. But if the two forks are tuned to different pitches, they will have no effect on each other. Then Dutch scientist Christian Huygens discovered entrainment in 1665 during an experiment with pendulum clocks. He set them each in motion and found that when he returned the next day, their pendulums had all synchronized. Later, it was found that the same synchronization happens in many natural systems, but especially those involving sound. What's more, human and animal brainwaves are just like sound waves and light waves. So when Huygens discovered synchronization of mechanical pendulums, the obvious next question for scientists to ask was, is it possible to synchronize and maybe even control the behavior of people using sound frequencies? The answer seemed to be yes. Brainwave entrainment was then developed as a method to stimulate the brain into entering a special hypnotic state by using a pulsing sound, light, or electromagnetic field. The pulses stimulated the brain's frequency-following response, and the brainwaves would align to the frequency of the pulse, just like the pendulums in Huygens' experiment. This was what people experienced when they described being in a trance state after ecstatic dancing for long periods, or the feelings of connectedness people experienced from attending large spiritual gatherings. And stories throughout history seem to support this. From massive group meditation sessions in Buddhist countries, where harmonic sounds from singing bowls were used by priests to induce trances in groups of hundreds of people at the same time. Ceremonial chambers acoustically tuned to specific brainwave frequencies have been found dating back to the Bronze Age. The ancient Greeks used flickering sunlight shining through a spinning wheel to induce altered states. And Christian monks would sing Gregorian chants in perfect unison. What's more, scientific literature posted on the U.S. National Institute of Health website from studies dating back up to 200 years showed evidence that brainwave entrainment produced positive results, including significant reduction in anxiety from a single session of alpha-delta wave therapy, significantly reduced pain among patients who had photic stimulation during surgery, effective for treating or preventing migraine and for treating muscle pain. Studies of children with behavior problems found significant benefit from the intervention. Stimulation was associated with significant relief of PMS symptoms. The overall picture from these scientists was that brainwave entrainment was, quote, worthy of consideration as a therapeutic tool, end quote. And, quote, more studies of auditory stimulation were needed, as well as studies comparing different types of stimulation, end quote. So far, so good, and the reports of these scientists resonated with my experiences of the entrainment music on John Bass's CD. But there was still one missing piece of the puzzle. 432 hertz, the music of the spheres. If all the 440 hertz tones in modern music and technology were so harmful to the human mind and spirit, how did that connect with this 432 hertz number on the label of John Bass's CD? My searches on this subject turned up a wealth of surprising and wonderful new information. I discovered that classical musicians of Western and Eastern cultures always aimed for musical harmony in their work. The greatest musicians in European history, such as Mozart and Verdi, based their music on the natural vibration of A at 432 hertz. It's true that it's only 8 vibrations per second different from the modern standard tuning of 440 hertz, but this small difference has a big effect on human consciousness. Music based on 432 hertz tuning transmits a powerful spiritual healing energy because it is a pure natural tone found everywhere in nature. This truth has long been known to shamans and holy men of traditional cultures who paid close attention to how birds naturally sing and created their instruments to copy the tunes of wild creatures. And modern scholars are discovering it too. Sound researcher Jamie Bouturf analyzed the tunings of many musical traditions with scientific instruments. He found that Tibetan musical singing bowls, Native American flutes, plus many other ancient musical instruments found throughout the world are all tuned to this natural frequency. Musical researcher Ananda Bosman has shown that ancient Egyptian instruments dug up by archaeologists were tuned to 432 hertz. This musical pitch is mathematically connected to the numbers used in the construction of the Great Pyramids at Giza. Pianist and music educator Corinne Morsink reports feeling calmer, happier, and more relaxed when playing music at 432 hertz. Quote, music based on this natural tone is more transparent, more marked, gives an obvious musical picture, and the overtones and undertones move more freely. The 432 hertz tuning releases your energy and takes you into a beautiful state where relaxation is natural. End quote. The ancient Greeks also tuned their instruments to 432 hertz. In Greek myths, Orpheus was the god of music, but also healing, rebirth, and transformation, because the Greek culture understood the hidden power of sacred tones. There's even been a movement in the music industry called the Back to 432 Hertz Committee. Run by Richard Huisken in the Netherlands, they claim 432 hertz is the original tuning of musical instruments from ancient times right up to the Stradivarius violin, and only moving away to 440 hertz in the 20th century. Plus, there was another interesting word I kept seeing and reading in articles about 432 hertz: the mysterious patterns of cymatics. Cymatics is a special science that explores how sound waves affect the elements of nature, but especially water. Different sound frequencies cause vibrations that change the state of the water. The water moves with the sound and arranges itself into patterns that can be very beautiful when the most harmonious 432 Hz tones and frequencies are used. But when the harsh 440 Hz frequencies of modern equipment tunings are used in cymatics experiments, the patterns created are dull, lifeless, and ugly. Scientists say this sound energy also affects humans because our physical bodies are also almost 80% made of water. The water in our flesh, blood, and bones resonates to frequencies around us. And the frequencies entrain our physical body in just the same way the 432 Hz music I listen to entrained the thoughts in my mind. Our health, or lack of it, is deeply connected to the vibrational resonance of the sounds we listen to. So it makes sense to support the water we are made of with 432 Hz sounds, moving our physical bodies, minds, and spirits ever closer to perfect harmony with this universal frequency. Because the articles I read all described 432 Hz as nature's frequency. Music tuned to 432 Hz is softer and brighter, giving greater clarity and is easier on the ears. People experience more meditative and relaxing states of body and mind when listening to such music because this natural musical pitch of the universe gives a more harmonic and pleasant sound than 440 Hz. But many also called 432 Hz a reality-shifting frequency that makes human desires vibrate at a high frequency of positive emotion. So when a person meditates with the 432 Hz frequency, they resonate their greatest desires to the universal consciousness. And in life, whatever you focus on, whatever you resonate with, is what you will see and manifest more of. That idea, reality shifting, rang out loud and clear as a church bell to me. Because of the powerful experience I went through listening to John Bass's CD in just the past 24 hours. The pleasing natural harmony and balance of his music gave a third dimension to the experience when I closed my eyes. I felt connected with a higher consciousness. And it wasn't just my spirit. My body was feeling elevated too. Despite my fall just 2 days before and the bruises on my legs and arms, I had no pain whatsoever in my body. Plus, all my anxiety symptoms seemed to be melting away. I almost couldn't believe it. It was as if the pure and clean energy of 432 Hz tones removed my mental blocks and opened me up to more positive, fulfilling spiritual feelings. And after reading all this, I now understood it was because the ancients knew that this tone is closely related to the universe around us. So now that I had discovered this hidden knowledge, I wanted to take advantage of it to the fullest. I was 100% committed to using this 432 Hz music every morning and night. And that's exactly what I did for the full 3 months of my stay in London. Day by day, I started to feel better and better. The improvements were gradual, but after a few weeks, it was almost hard to remember what my mental and spiritual state had been like before. When I would experience shifts in mindset, then think back to my old ways, it was almost like seeing an old TV show or reading a book about a completely different person. Now I understood why people who'd experienced a transformative spiritual event talked about it as a rebirth. Although I couldn't quite put a finger on everything that felt different, I had the strong sense of being almost a brand new person, and it showed in my behavior. Waking up each morning full of energy. My baseline mood shifted from flat to cheerful. My stomach cramps mysteriously disappeared and never came back. The panic attacks happened less and less, then stopped completely after 5 weeks. Persistent small skin rashes and irritations faded away. I started taking better care of my health, walking longer distances every day, and being more intentional about my nutrition. I discovered new confidence to strike up conversations, make new friends at work, and connect with people I met all over the city while exploring. The 3-month trip went by in a flash, and when my return date came, I was sad to leave, but also excited about how the new me would start my life afresh back home in Washington State. I had seen and done all the things I wanted to on my London trip, and discovered so much more than I ever expected to. The only loose end was the mystery of John Bass. I still couldn't find out how to contact him online, but I resolved to keep looking. And when I arrived back at SeaTac Airport, the looks of shock on my parents' faces when they saw me again were absolutely priceless. I could see they felt exactly the same surprise and happiness about the new me that I felt inside, and life back home quickly began to change for the better. I found a steady part-time job at a musical instrument store, got into a master's program at Washington State University to become a music teacher, and started tutoring private students on the side to pay my way through. I continued using John Bass's CD at home daily as a form of healing meditation. And I got really into yoga too, radically increasing my physical strength and fitness. When I went to see my doctors, they were also amazed by my physical progress and much improved mental health and happiness. With their blessing and medical approval, I began to slowly reduce the dosages of all my medication until I had stopped them all completely within 6 months. Then I met my now husband Bobby at my girlfriend Sarah's wedding 4 years later. Things happened really quickly. We moved in together and got married after dating for less than a year. And everything was going so awesome. Until one day in 2015, our dogs, Sheba and Carlo, knocked over my old CD stereo in the house. My precious John Bass CD fell out from inside. Then the dogs chewed it to pieces. Bobby had been laughing at me still using that obsolete technology for almost 8 years after the iPhone came out. But the only reason I still had it was for listening to that one John Bass CD. That CD never came out of the player, and it had become so familiar to me that it was like a favorite denim jacket or a pair of old leather boots. Bobby offered so many times to make me a digital copy, but I had a strong sentimental attachment to the CD. It reminded me of what a mess I used to be before my London trip and how far I'd come in my life. So when it got broken, I was frantic. Actually, I hadn't searched online for John Bass since a couple of years before. I'd taken the Healing Music CD for granted, until it was gone. So I got online straight away and looked for him again, and was so happy to find that John was now creating and sharing his music with the world on his website, using the name New Life Frequencies, Vibrational Energy Music. Wow! I was ecstatic! I couldn't believe it. By now, he had such a range of great 432 Hz healing music available for digital download. And the website had loads of great info about John Bass, too. Finally, I could find out more about the man who created these wonderful, spiritually uplifting 432 Hz frequencies. There was a photo of him, looking just a little older but very much the same, and a description of his story. I am a 432 Hz brainwave entrainment music production specialist who works with spiritual beings to awaken their human body. I believe in the conscious, life-changing power of energy and vibration to help people shift and align their awareness into line with their true being. For as long as I can remember, I have had a fascination with sound and rhythm and things that can't be explained away by conventional logic. Throughout my life, and especially since my awakening in 2006, I have felt sensations I couldn't quite get my head around. I'm sure many of you reading this feel the same. It was quantum waves and magnetic energy vibrations that made me intuitively look deep into myself, using brainwave meditation for the answers to these questions. In the last few years, I began using brainwave entrainment. As I lowered my brainwaves, I found I began sensing different layers of my own being, layers that needed healing, but also the things I sensed became stronger and more pronounced. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The awakening journey is painful because often we cling to who we think ourselves to be rather than who we actually are. It's not adding something else to ourselves, but stripping away all the layers of programming, conditioning, and beliefs to experience the light and the love within. And through my sounds, rhythms, frequencies, and music is what I intend for you. My skills are intuitive gifts which I have chosen to express through digital music, intentionally tuning my work to quantum frequencies of love and light. My many clients and customers have had amazing experiences through my frequencies and music. Check out my testimonial page. So I did as John said and read all the testimonials. It was amazing to read the words of so many people whose experiences of 432 Hz music were just like my own. I wanted to reach out and let John Bass know how deeply his music had affected my life. So I found an email address on the contact page and wrote John a message. Dear John Bass, you don't know me, but we've met once before. Back in 2007, I hurt myself falling down the stairs in London, and you were the EMT in the ambulance that took me to the hospital. You were so kind and helped me to stay calm on that ambulance ride when I thought I was going to totally freak out. And you left me with a CD of your wonderful music that helped me so much. Actually, it changed my whole life, and I became a completely different person from listening to it as a daily meditation. In fact, until very recently, I still listen to it almost every day. But my silly puppies chewed it, and now I I need to get some new music from you. I'm so glad I found you after all this time. What do you recommend for me to listen to from your selection of different music? With love and light, Helen Sykes, XOXO. The reply came back within a couple of hours.
Helen, it's wonderful to hear from you. I do remember you being very anxious on that drive to the hospital. That's why I decided to leave you one of my 432 Hz CDs in your jacket. I've come a long way with my music since then. The universe knew that the easiest way for me to move forward would be by guiding me into creating an audio system using the powerful 432 Hz frequency. That's the intention I focused my spirit on when I created the Light Code collection. So I think you'll love it. It's a series of 432 Hz musical journeys for healing and awakening all your chakras, from the root all the way up to the crown, allowing you to easily change your vibration so you can effortlessly manifest your heart's desires. The Light Code is one of my newest creations, but it's quickly becoming the most popular by far. I've received hundreds of positive reviews and dozens of emails from delighted listeners telling me how the Light Code is elevating their reality. There is literally years of awakening, healing and growth for you to find in this one collection, plus several special bonuses you'll love too. You can get it here. Namaste, John.
Of course, I went and bought the Light Code within 30 seconds of reading that. And it was actually way better, powerfully relaxing and spiritually uplifting than even John described. It almost felt like deja vu. Because just like with that first 432 Hz CD back in 2007, the day after I started listening to the Light Code, great things started to happen to me. Like the universe parachuting in gifts to land directly at my feet. I'd always had some irregular sleeping patterns, which even the old 432 Hz CD hadn't solved, But now I started falling asleep at 11 and waking at 6 on the dot, regular as clockwork. New client referrals started coming to me for music lessons, even more than I could handle. Our Malamute Sheba's sore paw, which she'd been limping on for months, mysteriously healed overnight. Small, silly disagreements with my husband Bobby disappeared and blew away like a breeze. I spotted a contest in our local newspaper to win a free 6-month membership to a new yoga studio that had opened in town. I never bothered to enter anything like that before, but this time I did, and I won. And I started noticing many other small but powerful transformations in every area of my life, like meeting new friends and socializing more. I was already a happy person, but now I felt more and more blissful each new morning I woke up. My personality started to develop in ways that were magnetic to other people, and my company was simply appreciated more. I discovered a new type of inner self-love I've never felt before, and I was able to be at one with my spirit like never before. I asked for help, and the universe gave me an answer in a way so I would personally and clearly understand the plan at large. But the universe also knew I wasn't the type of person that got into manifestational alignment by jumping for joy and faking it, forcing myself to focus on positive thoughts, reading dozens of spiritual books, or going to costly seminars around the world. The universe knew I was the type that just needed to sit still and listen to healing music for a few minutes each day and let this powerful frequency take over. Once I did, my vibration could easily begin to resonate with the universe's natural frequency. Now I truly understood. The universe knows who you are, the best unfolding for your manifestation, the right timing, your path of least resistance, and knows where you need to be and when, so you can receive your desired manifestations. This is the secret power of the universal spirit John Bass communicates with in his musical creations. But like all true artists, he is far too modest about his work. So I've decided to help get the message of the Light Code and John Bass's healing music out to the world by presenting it to you here today. Introducing the Light Code. The Light Code is a series of 432 Hz brain entrainment music tracks, custom designed to take you on a lifelong journey that includes release from the oppressive grip of crippling anxiety and crushing mental stress, emotional healing from the dark shadow of all past traumas, hurts, and pain, spiritual growth and progression from the root chakra up to the opening of the mind's third eye and the blessing of your celestial crown, material manifestation of all the earthly blessings this world has to offer the enlightened soul, ever-increasing joyfulness, love, and spiritual connection with lovers, friends, and family. And what's more, here's why the Light Code works. The Light Code helps create neural pathways in your mind, using the 432 Hz frequency to entrain your brain, so you can quickly achieve the manifestation mindset. The manifestation mindset is where you're able to consistently remain in a state that allows your manifestations to come a lot quicker, where every thought and belief holding your manifestations back become completely eliminated. Because negative things can only thrive if you keep breathing life into them. Yet, when you are vibrating at a high frequency, you achieve something special, which is something called divine speed. And divine speed is the act of achieving things at a rate in which only the universe can make possible. If you are moving at a rate of divine speed, you could wake up and what you want will be right at your front door, while other people are circling around for years trying to figure out how to get what you manifested in a matter of days. The universe is the knower of all knowers. The universe knows everything about everyone. And the universe knows how to get you where you want to go in the shortest amount of time possible. The best way to release resistance is to stop conscious thinking and resonate with a higher vibration. And the light code does just that. It accelerates your vibration to higher levels by using the universe's natural frequency, which is 432 Hertz. It's like turning on the light in a dark room. Stop wasting time and money with ineffective solutions. Most of the things people do to get rid of or forget their problems actually cause more problems. For example, anti-anxiety medications that cause drowsiness and lack of focus, sedatives that can be habit-forming or even addictive, using alcohol, tobacco, or drugs to forget problems. They come back the next morning. Other dangerous addictions and distraction habits like gambling and casual sex with random partners. Prescription antidepressant pills with serious side effects. Never-ending therapy sessions that don't really fix problems. Unguided meditations where distraction stops you from letting go and relaxing properly into the zone. Group sessions that require you to leave your house and be on someone else's schedule. Instant digital delivery. The light code comes in the form of a convenient file download from a private members area on John Bass's website that you can easily access from your smartphone, laptop, desktop, and tablet computer with just a couple of clicks. And return to download it again anytime, just in case you lose a device or accidentally delete a file. To make things extra convenient for you, the tracks are individually downloadable. This means you can pick your favorites, what works best for you, without having to download the whole program. Powerful healing and growth in as little as 12 minutes a day. Every audio track in the light code comes in 12-minute and 60-minute versions. Use the 12-minute version when you wake in the morning to give your day an awesome starting point that will energize your soul and enrich your spirit with healing 432 Hertz frequencies. Then when you are winding down before bedtime in the evening, you can use the longer 60-minute version to put you in a state of deep relaxation and total comfort, allowing you to drift away to an incredibly restful night's sleep. Don't worry if you haven't got time to do these longer evening sessions, though. You can simply do another 12-minute session for quick relaxation before bedtime. Or even leave it at once a day. The healing benefits will be just as powerful from a 12-minute morning session alone. The evening sessions will just accelerate your spiritual progress and manifestation speed. How to use the light code. This is your guide to safely and successfully using the light code audio entrainment music. Use the 12-minute program in the morning and the 60-minute program in the evening. Use the light code at least 3 times a week, but every day is the best if you can. You can choose to listen to music and frequency, music only, frequency only. For best results, use the frequency only audio. If this is too intense, start with either music and frequency, or if it's still too intense, use music only. But before you listen, please be aware of these rules for use. No driving or operating machinery while using any of these audios. Not suitable for people who experience seizures. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. Listening instructions for the light code audio. Make yourself comfortable in a sitting or lying down position. Listen to the audio through headphones or speakers. Listen with an open mind and be kind and patient with yourself. As you're listening and beginning to relax, pay attention to your body. Your body will know how to respond. Trust in your natural intelligence. If you feel discomfort, just accept it and allow the sound to guide you. It's perfectly okay to fall asleep during a session. Use one program a day and then progress to the next audio. Each track has been designed to intuitively guide you into a natural state of relaxation and well-being. Each audio focuses on clearing and aligning a different energy center in the body. These entrainment audios harmonically rewire the pathways in the brain and nervous system from negative to positive through a process called neuroplasticity. Like any skill, brainwave entrainment takes some practice to actually become attuned to. But the more you do it, the easier, faster, and more powerful effects you'll begin to experience. So it's very important to be open, calm, kind, and patient with yourself. Don't force anything. Just allow your body and mind to gently adjust to the deep changes you're experiencing through the process. This is your time. There are 7 unique 432 Hz musical stages in the light code, a different audio track for each day on your 432 Hz spiritual journey. Day 1, Root Chakra. Muladhara. The root chakra is located at the base of the spine. This chakra controls the basic functions of the body, including healthy digestion. Problems with this chakra manifest as eating disorders and digestive discomfort, excessive greed for food and money, anxiety, negativity, and paranoia. Visualize your root chakra as a cone of energy going downward, starting at the base of the spine. This meditation will give you strong feelings of bodily safety and physical security. Day 2, Sacral Chakra. It is associated with the emotional body, sensuality, and creativity. Its element is water, and as such, its energy is characterized by flow and flexibility. Svadhisthana. The sacral chakra is located just below your belly button. This chakra controls the physical emotions, sexual desires, and sensual pleasures of the body. Problems with this chakra manifest as being ruled by strong emotions and losing control of your actions. Obsessive behavior, especially sexual obsession. Feeling stuck in moods and negative emotions that are hard to shake off. Visualize your sacral chakra as a powerful waterfall cascading down from the high mountains. This meditation will give you feelings of physical warmth, emotional comfort, connectedness with others, and artistic creativity. Day 3, Solar Plexus Chakra. Manipura. The solar plexus chakra is located at the top of your belly where your ribs come together. This chakra controls personal power, your will, determination, and focus. Problems with this chakra manifest as lack of responsibility and decision-making ability, micromanaging and obsession over the small details, missing the big picture, weak life direction, lack of vision, and procrastination. Visualize your solar plexus chakra as the hunter's eye of a ferocious Bengal tiger. This meditation will give you feelings of physical strength, mental clarity, and powerful visions of a great future. Day 4, Heart Chakra. Anahata. The heart chakra is located in the upper center of the chest, below where your collarbones meet. It is not in the same place as your physical heart. This chakra is the bridge between heaven and earth and brings your human physical existence into harmony with the quantum universe. Problems with this chakra manifest as being closed off with jealousy and defensive attitudes, relying on other people's approval to feel good, inability to forgive other people. Visualize your heart chakra as a beautiful goddess dressed in long flowing robes, dropping rose petals from her hands as blessings from on high. This meditation will give you feelings of compassion for others, love for all creatures, and the sensation of your inner beauty radiating outwards. Day 5, Throat Chakra. Vishuddha. The throat chakra is located in the center of the neck where your vocal cords are. This chakra controls your gifts of communication with speech, writing, singing, and music. Problems with this chakra manifest as impatience to listen to others, fear of speaking your true mind, difficulty keeping promises and secrets. Visualize your throat chakra as a giant, smoky purple elephant calling out to the herd with a long, loud blast of its trunk. This meditation will give you feelings of connectedness with the infinite, the ability to listen with focus, and the growth of your voice in power, depth, and projection. Day 6, Third Eye Chakra. Anya. The third eye chakra is located in the center of the forehead. This chakra controls your I, the personality, sense of self, and your transcendent spirit. Problems with this chakra manifest as feeling stuck and overwhelmed by everyday problems, disconnection from your spirituality, the universe, and God, feeling confused and out of touch with reality. Visualize your third eye chakra as a glittering crystal ball with a ray of pure white light shining through it and splitting into the 7 colors of the rainbow. This meditation will give you feelings of cosmic consciousness and reconnection to the Great Spirit. Day 7, Crown Chakra. Sahasrara, the crown chakra, is located in the center of the top of your head. This chakra controls your higher states of consciousness and feelings of total unity with all living and non-living things. Problems with this chakra manifest as cynicism and resistance to the sacred and spiritual world, feeling stuck in your head and not taking care of important daily business, feelings of superiority that prevent you connecting emotionally with others. Visualize your crown chakra as a shimmering gold crown that is light as a feather, reflecting a brilliant, warm, golden glow from the light of 1,000 suns. This meditation will bring feelings of ecstatic bliss and can cause astral projection of your psychic body. Be sure to lie down comfortably before listening. Taken from top to bottom, the light code is like a complete psychic and spiritual renewal for body and mind. And once you have completed the 7-day program with the crown chakra, you can return back to the day 1 root chakra audio and start again, finding a deeper level of relaxation and insight with each new listening. 432 Hz music is a powerful way to push back against darkness in our world. As we enter the 3rd decade of the 21st century, we see increasing levels of chaos on planet Earth. Mass confusion created by the negative focus of 24-hour news on TV and the spreading of lies on social media. Needless political conflicts escalating between the world's great powers. Anxiety and mental health problems are at an all-time high. But it doesn't need to be this way. We live in a time of more abundance than ever before. If humanity will raise its consciousness, we can imagine a future where everyone gets a fair share of Mother Nature's bounty. But this higher consciousness goes against the philosophy of the powerful globalists that control the media, finance, and weapons industries. These shadowy figures, like the Rockefellers who forced 440 Hz to be used for all audio equipment in the world 80 years ago, get power and profit by keeping the rest of humanity scared, anxious, angry, sick, and in conflict with each other. In a world where the mainstream media pushes a constant stream of disharmony, finding a private space of harmony, peace, and spiritual elevation is a radical act of resistance. Freeing our minds from negative frequencies and bad energy is the only way for humanity to get back to our natural state of peaceful coexistence. 432 Hz music is a spiritual sword and shield that can bring us back to nature and protect us from the darkness. And listening to the 432 Hz music of the light code is a powerful tool to achieve this harmony. But the powers that be do not want a world of free people. They will continue to bombard us with constant messages that suit their plans and try to crush dissent. Even John Bass and others have mentioned that 432 Hz music is suppressed by the music industry. So we can't guarantee this offer will stay up forever. Those record labels and music industry people have powerful lawyers and lobbyists that crush small businesses left and right every day of the week. So I'd highly recommend that you consider getting the light code for yourself right now and store it safely offline by downloading copies to your phone, laptop, desktop, and tablet devices, so you'll always have a copy close at hand in the future, come what may. I say this to you as a fellow being of light who wants to raise the consciousness vibration of you and everyone around you. So the positive energy we put into the world creates a virtuous circle of love and light. Then together, we'll create a better world for the next generations to come. Success stories using the light code. Now, just to make sure my success wasn't a fluke, I contacted some friends and encouraged them to give the light code a try. I just had to see if it could help other people get through their challenges in life. And after just listening to these audios for 12 minutes a day, here's what many others have experienced. A newly joyful and vibrant outlook on life. Feeling calm, centered, and in control of their words and actions. Clarity and freedom from their mental fog that's been holding back creative thinking and new insight. An effortless and strong connection with their inner being and the sensation of true happiness. Improved relations with loved ones and a deeper sense of meaning in life. And what's more, surprising new wealth opportunities from previously unimagined and unthinkable sources. A huge drop in stress levels and a sensation of inner peace like they've never felt before. Making healthier food choices with perfect digestion and effortless weight control. Moving from feeling needy and empty to a new sense of contentment and abundance. Open-hearted, generous, and satisfying romantic and intimate relationships. Not only that, stable positive mood and the ability to easily shake off other people's negative words or actions. Powerful visions of the future they're manifesting. A strong drive to take big decisions and strong actions with no internal resistance. Feeling good from within, not relying on others' opinions or approval. Forgiveness of others and forgiveness of self. And, most powerful of all, the patience to truly listen with the courage to speak their truth. Being in the zone and totally present in the moment. A deep spiritual connection to the universe and God with an open heart. But how much does the light code cost? You may be wondering how much the light code will cost you, so let's address that now. The full value of the light code is hard to pin down. I mean, how much would you pay to escape from negative feelings and mental states that have held you back in the past? If you've ever traveled to a spiritual retreat in another country, you know it can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 in total expenses. And when you come back home after, your problems are waiting for you at your door. Even a day out to an event or seminar in your home city could easily cost $500 to $1,000 or more. Plus, there are so many people at those events trying to upsell you on extra products and courses. A late-night book-buying binge on Amazon can run $200 to $300 and may take you months to get through. You won't even pay half of $100 for the light code. All you'll be paying today for the light code is the tiny price of $37. For that small investment, you will get the 7 light code core audios for every one of your 7 chakras from root to crown. Each light code audio track comes in 3 levels of intensity. Level 1 highest, 432 Hz pure frequency only. Level 2 intermediate, 432 Hz frequency plus brain entrainment music. Level 3 gentle, brain entrainment music only. That's a total of 21 audio tracks. Plus, each light code audio track comes in 2 lengths for your listening convenience, 12-minute morning, 60-minute evening. And there's even more. 10 premium bonus 432 Hz entrainment tracks to help soothe, heal, and uplift you from any situation life might present you with. Altogether, that's 31 tracks of total healing, relaxation, de-stress, spiritual nourishment, and positive vibration manifestation. And your lifetime access for $37 costs less than the price of a single meal. Here is who the light code is for. If fear and worries hold you back, if your health is less than perfect, but you want to improve it and get your old energy flowing again. If you're feeling trapped in financial circumstances, stopping you from freely going out and getting what you want. if you're lonely and want to meet a lover who would enjoy being by your side in bed every morning. Or if you want to be able to change your vibration so either your relationship gets better or a path for a new relationship is revealed. Then the light code is almost certain to help. But the light code isn't for everyone. And if you can't handle big changes, then thinking about perfect mental clarity and great health, a big bank account, or a passionate romantic relationship might feel like it goes almost against your current reality. But if you really desire these things, then the light code will help shift your vibration so that you come into alignment with those desires. Of course, if you're not really looking for help, or you don't believe your reality can change, or you're not open to it, or you prefer to hold on to negativity, or you're looking for a magic bullet, then the light code may not be for you. This isn't a magic bullet. You'll need to commit to listening to the audios and follow through with a simple 12-minute session each day. And it doesn't mean you stop listening to the audios once you receive a few manifestations. When you listen to the light code, you let a new vibration dominate, take over, and a new reality is shaped. And this new reality is where your thoughts and beliefs come from. So it's important to continue listening to the audio tracks for at least 7 days. But the longer you listen, the more powerful your intentions and manifestations will become. What happens after you click the buy button? Once you click the big button above or below these words, you'll be taken to the order page. You'll enter your email address and your credit or debit card details to make the payment of just $37 for the light code. When that payment is confirmed, you'll immediately be taken to a private members area where all the light code audio tracks and bonus tracks are available for instant download. You can download as many copies as you need for all your computers and devices, so you can listen anywhere, at any time of your choosing. And you can return to download the tracks again at any time in the event of losing a device or accidentally deleting any 432 Hz audio track files. Plus, 10 more incredible 432 Hz bonus audio tracks. Even though the light code represents amazing value for money at the ridiculously low price of $37, John Bass is such a kind and generous man that he wanted to add even more value for all his listeners. So if you order the light code today, you will also receive 10 bonus tracks, 100% free. These extra bonuses will be critical for helping you after you've manifested your desires and achieved the success you're looking for using the light code. Each bonus audio is designed for a special situation where focused energy can help to bring immediate solutions. 1. Emerald Code. First, you'll get a special audio called the Emerald Code. Once you start manifesting your desires by listening to the light code, you can also listen to this 2 times a week. This will help you develop and resonate with manifestational energy that you'll have access to whenever you have a special desire. If your vibration is ever feeling a little off, you just listen to the Emerald Code and you'll snap back and resonate with powerful manifestation energy. 2. Unicorn in the Secret Garden. Have you ever met someone that had opportunities, people, and relationships coming to them almost effortlessly? Different realities and desires all exist on a certain frequency. Just like a radio dial, all you need to do is dial into the specific station. Then you experience a different reality, where other great people and possible romantic partners view you as the prize. A reality where opportunities, money, and success come to you and seek you out. This special audio sets your vibrational dial so that you are the one being pursued by positive energy and manifestations. If you are always chasing or pursuing things, it develops a certain energy in your aura where the things you want move away from you. But with the Unicorn in the Secret Garden 432 Hz audio, you'll shift focus from pursuing things to becoming just like a magnet for your desires. When you're feeling the lack of what you want, use this audio for a quick boost of your powers of attraction and manifestation. 3. Unconditional love. After you listen to the light code and you find yourself in a romantic relationship or in the midst of great wealth, it doesn't mean your life is going to be easy. Because new chapters in life create more responsibilities. Based on the need of my clients who are now great manifestors, John Bass developed an audio called Unconditional Love. After you manifest what you desire, you'll want to listen to the Unconditional Love audio. You'll resonate with unconditional love and create more of the good stuff you've already attracted. The last thing you want to do is go into a low vibration and have all the good you've manifested simply walk out the door. With the Unconditional Love audio, you'll have your mind opened up with a beautiful 20-minute audio that's infused with loving energy. This will help you create and attract more of the love you have already. This audio will keep your vibrations high, so you easily and effortlessly resonate with the best manifestation energy and the frequency of unconditional love. 4. Harp of Relaxation. After listening to the light code, people tend to manifest more. And when we receive more, we have to manage these new blessings. This can create a healthy chaos in your life where you're expanding your mind and growing. The next bonus you'll receive is called the Harp of Relaxation. This audio will help you release any resistance and stress you may have after you start receiving and managing more of what you've created. When you begin listening to this audio, you'll start to completely relax and dissolve massive amounts of stress. After you just relax for 20 minutes, you'll snap back into a stronger, wiser version of you, ready to grow and manage the new, beautiful chaos in your life. 5. Blank slate. Use this audio in the face of negative thoughts and a clouded vision. The blank slate is an emergency audio which will help distract your mind and focus by giving you an unpredictable beat to focus on and breathe along with. Perfect for when you feel out of control and you're slipping into a negative frame of mind. That's when you need to change the pace and do something different to get back into positivity. The blank slate audio is one of the quickest ways you can stop all negative thoughts, simply by listening and breathing in and out with the gong sound. Bonuses 6 through 10, the Library of Emotions. The Library of Emotions is a set that includes 5 different audios: bliss, joy, inspiration, happiness, appreciation. You'll get an audio custom created for each positive emotion charged at 432 Hz. The Library of Emotions will be your law of attraction menu. When you wish to find things that match the frequency of happiness, inspiration, bliss, appreciation, or joy in your life, then you'll simply listen to the audio of your choice and let the audio guide you towards your chosen emotion. You'll be able to use this for any subject, and when you focus on an emotion towards something, you'll see that emotion begin to multiply and appear in many other areas in your life. The light code comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. When you click the Add to Cart button below to purchase the light code, you'll be able to experience the almost immediate results that I and so many others already know so well. But I want you to feel like you're making the right decision by treating yourself to the light code. That's why I'm offering you a 60-day money-back guarantee with no questions asked. If you feel the light code just wasn't for you, or even if you feel like you want to focus on another area in life besides your personal growth, it's not a problem. Just send our team an email. You keep the audios, and we'll refund you in full. We'll still remain friends, and you will get 100% of your money back. We're making this a no-risk decision for you, because I know once you start using the light code, you'll love the results, just like I and so many others do already. And you'll soon realize spending just $37 on the light code was one of the best investments you've made all year, or possibly ever. With a full 60 days to give this a try and 0 risk, this is an absolute 100% win-win situation for you. Just click the Add to Cart button right away to get in on this deal. Crucial moments where life's road forks in two directions. Time is the most valuable thing in the universe, more than any material things, even gold. Once a moment is gone, it's gone. You can't go back and do yesterday all over again. But right now, you have the option to make your life better. You may think you can't have a new beginning until everything in your life is fixed. But the truth is, there is nothing to fix. It's all in our minds. We have been conditioned and lied to for so long. It's time to remove all your past traumas and limiting beliefs, and stop making the same old mistakes time after time. And the only way to do that is to go deep inside of you and shake off all the mental and spiritual blocks that have been holding you back. When you use the light code and let it help you shape a new dominant vibration, all of your desires can come into your life. Whether it's clearing out your negative obstacles in life, developing your manifestation mindset, experiencing improvement in your physical health and condition, finding strength to get past resistance and let your inner being take control, unlocking your untapped manifestation powers, having more than enough money to spend and freedom to buy what you want, creating the type of new reality you've always wanted, working a lot less and making a lot more money for your time, finding true love in your current relationship, meeting someone new to share the next stage of life's journey. All things are possible when you change your mindset and raise your vibration by using the light code. Everything you're getting today with the light code. Here's a reminder of what you'll get when you click the Add to Cart button and purchase the light code. You'll get the 7 chakra frequency-only audios, each one uniquely calibrated to open your chakra energies. You'll get 7 more chakra audios that include frequency and music, each one made with music that will captivate your mind. For your convenience, you'll get 12-minute and 60-minute versions of each audio for longer or shorter listening sessions. And with the light code, you'll get these 10 amazing bonuses. You'll get the Emerald Code audio that will help unleash positive momentum into your life with just a single session. You'll get the Unicorn in the Secret Garden audio, which will compel people to want to be in your presence and have your desires become magnetically attracted to you. You'll get the Blank Slate audio to use in the face of great negative momentum to help all negative momentum in your life come to a complete stop. You'll get the Unconditional Love audio, which will help tune your vibration in resonance with love so you continue to manifest great things instead of tripping over unwanted conditions. You'll get the Harp of Relaxation audio, which will eliminate any resistance within you and put you in a state of total relaxation after just one session. Plus, you'll get the Library of Emotions audio set, 5 more special bonus 432 Hz audio tracks that are tuned to inspire powerful emotions within you. With the light code and all your bonuses included, you're getting over 20 audios in total. You're literally getting a powerful library of transformational 432 Hz audio tracks. When you first receive the light code, you want to start off by listening to 1 12-minute audio each day. And keep listening for 7 days at minimum, but ideally 21 days to receive the full effects. Click the Add to Cart button below to get the light code right away, receiving all the 7 chakra audio tracks plus the bonus audio delivered right to your email inbox in seconds. Now is all we have. The truth is, all you have is now. You don't need to go back to the past and try and fix everything, or waste time thinking about what you could have done better. Dwelling in the past is negative energy, and it's doing absolutely nothing for you, because all that does is really just hold you back. Right now, you can start over and begin seeing improvements in all areas of your life. But you can't do it until you're prepared to change your vibration and your mindset. So what I want you to do is move your mouse over to the Add to Cart button below and click it. Then after just 12 minutes a day, you'll be able to feel a completely new vibration like you've never felt before. And manifestations could happen so fast that soon you won't even be able to remember feeling those negative old vibrations. Click the Add to Cart button now to purchase the light code right now so you can join me and many others changing their vibrations. After your order is processed, you'll immediately receive the light code in your email. And I want you to start listening right away because a brand new future is ahead. The frequency we vibrate at determines what manifestations come into our reality. When we are vibrating at the same frequency of what we want, we attract what we want. And when your whole body is vibrating at 432 Hertz, the universe delivers to you exactly what you need. As you listen to the light code more and more, you'll feel the frequency help you relax and gently fall asleep. And when you wake up, you'll feel recharged and lighter in spirit. You'll begin noticing a subtle shift in your reality, a new impulse that leads to a new opportunity. Someone who hasn't spoken to you for a long time may suddenly contact you. A new business opportunity or job offer will present itself. Your current relationship begins to transform or shift in a positive way, or a new romantic partner makes their way into your life. Will you take the blue pill and stay the same? Or take the red pill and start an exciting new adventure? A final word from John Bass. If you are constantly in a low vibration, you'll never be able to make your dreams and desires come true. Peace and happiness will be nothing but a distant dream. Every little thing that happens will make you swing into negativity and attract more negative energy. Or perhaps old traumas and bad memories are holding you back, which is why it's so important to start moving from darkness into light if we're to get the things we want in life. Because the more you think about something, the more likely it is to come true. And that's the reason why positive thoughts and affirmations bring more blessings into your life. And depending on what you think about, you build certain neural pathways. So a change is needed, or bad decisions will continue. My 432 Hertz brain entrainment music in the light code will give you clarity on your true emotions. These pure tone frequencies will allow you to sit or lie calmly and come to stillness. The more you think calm and positive thoughts, the more you strengthen the higher neural pathways that are related to that thought. And the light code instantly clears out negative neural pathways by simply delivering a frequency that allows positive thoughts and vibrations to flourish. And when you have a lot more positive neural pathways going through your brain, it becomes more of a task to think about or recall anything negative. If you want to engulf your mind with positive neural pathways so that having a higher vibration becomes easy and effortless, then click the Add to Cart button below to make your purchase, and you'll receive the light code in just a few minutes. You can start to clear your path and change everything for the better in just a few minutes a day. Remember, I am so confident that you'll experience results with the light code that I am offering you a 60-day money-back guarantee. Because I know this will work beautifully for you, just like it has worked for me and for so many of my clients over the years. Cheers to more love and good vibrations. John Bass, XOXO. Frequently asked questions. What is the light code? The light code is a collection of 7 audio tracks with 432 Hertz brain entrainment tones noted for their anti-anxiety and calm-promoting properties. What will the light code do for me? The light code is guaranteed to elevate your mood, relieve tension, and open your chakras to allow abundance to manifest in your life. How does the light code work? The light code works using the scientifically validated methods of brain entrainment delivered through audio tracks using 432 Hz pure tones. Is the light code safe? The light code is very safe to use in a relaxed environment. However, it should not be used while driving or operating machinery. People who suffer from seizures of any kind should seek advice from their doctor before using the light code. How do I use the light code? The light code comes in the form of MP3 audio tracks you can play on any computer, phone, or tablet. You can also stream the tracks live from the light code download page, but we recommend you download them so they are always available. Is the light code connected to any religion? The light code is not connected to any religion, and it does not clash with the teachings of any major world religion. It is safe, orthodox, and compliant for people of all faiths or no faith to use. Is the light code guaranteed to work? John Bass, creator of the light code, offers a 60-day money-back 100% satisfaction guarantee. Simply listen to the light code audio tracks daily for 21 days. If you do not see any improvement in your anxiety symptoms, an increase in calm, or a change in your fortunes and ability to manifest good things into your life, just email our customer service and we will issue a full refund immediately. Details on the product download page after purchase. How soon will I start to manifest? Manifesting will start to happen within 7 days of starting to use the light code. You'll notice it in small ways at first, but these will grow as time passes and you continue to listen. How long do I need to use the light code for? We recommend daily listening for as long as possible to achieve maximum effect. There is no upper limit to the benefits available from listening to pure 432 Hz tones. What if the light code doesn't work for me? If you do not receive a positive benefit from listening to the light code, simply contact our customer service team for a full refund within 60 days. Details on the product download page after purchase. We'll even let you keep the audio tracks. That's real abundance. Can I get a personal consultation with John Bass? Yes, personal consultations with John Bass are available by appointment. Simply email our customer service team. Details on the product download page after purchase.